Hey folks, how we doing? It's Mr. Carter here. I'm making a video here to show you how to write a current event. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of my picture here. All right. So how do you write a current event? Well, first of all, what is a current event? Well, a current event is a written summary of what is happening in the world or in our world. How do I do a current event? Well, it's very simple. Step one, read about what's going on in our world. And then two, write an essay about what you read. Where do you get your news from? Well, Scholastic News is very popular, and here are some other examples of some websites you can go on, like Tween Tribune or Dogo News, Time for Kids. There are also many other resources out there that you can use, such as your local newspaper or the news that is on TV. Those are all options of where you can get your news. How is your current event organized? Well, it's an essay with 3 paragraphs. First of all, you have your lead paragraph, your fact paragraph, and then finally your end paragraph. So it's pretty simple. 3 paragraphs, your lead paragraph, your fact paragraph, and your end paragraph. So, pacing guide. So you have pretty much the week to pace yourself out. So here's a suggestion on what you can do to help you get through your current events. So on Monday, find an article, read it to an adult and talk about it. And then draft your first paragraph, that lead paragraph. You could do that on Monday. On Tuesday, start working on your paragraph 2. You're going to collect your facts, and then you're going to work on putting your facts into your own words. Wednesday, continue drafting your second paragraph, that fact paragraph. You want to double check to see if you quoted the article, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And make sure that you have 10 sentences and ask yourself, did you add a transition? And again, we're going to talk about all those things in a little bit. And then on Wednesday, you might want to start drafting your third paragraph, that end paragraph. Thursday, that's what you're going to do, your final draft. So you can do it a couple ways. You can handwrite it on our current event essay paper, or you could type it in Google Drive. That's completely up to you and how you want to do that. Friday, last day, pass your current event into your teacher. So I want to start by showing you a model of a current event that I did. And here's an article that I have done a current event on. And this was, I'm just going to show you really quickly what an article kind of looks like. And this I got from Dogo News. And it's about a youth soccer team and a coach that was trapped in a Thailand cave for about 18 days and they were rescued. So what you would do is you would read this article and try to pull some facts from it. Okay, so this, like I said, is just an example. I'm not going to go ahead and read through it all, but this is what it would look like. So you would read it with an adult if you need some help, and pull facts from it to share with me. Okay, so that's that. Okay. Here, my friends, is a current event rubric. This is how you're going to get graded on it. And I want to first talk about our lead paragraph, that very first paragraph. So to get 3 points to meet your standard, you want to name your source, name the author, and you want to hook your reader in by explaining why the subject mattered, or tell us a surprising fact, or ask us a question. So those are some ways that you can hook us in. So let's take a look at my first paragraph, my lead paragraph. So here it is. A miracle happened in July 2018. That's right, a miracle. A soccer team from Thailand was rescued after being trapped in a tunnel for about 2 weeks. I read the article, Youth Soccer Team and Coach Trapped in Thailand for Cave for 18 Days Safely Rescued, from Dogo News by Kim Bussing. So here we go. I hooked the reader by saying a surprising fact. That's right, it was a miracle. So that kind of was a surprising fact. I named my source, which was Dogo News, and I also named the author, who was Kim Bussing. So I got all the things I needed for my lead paragraph in there. Now that's our lead paragraph. So I want to now go to our fact paragraph. That's the heart of your current event. That's where most of your facts are going to be. And you want to make sure, we'll talk about quoting the article, the author/article, and give him credit. So here's my second paragraph, my fact paragraph. After I read the article, I put what I learned from it into my own words, and this is what I came up with. It all started on June 23rd, 2018, when a group of went for a hike in a cave. One fact I learned was that the soccer team was going on a fun hike to celebrate a team member's birthday. They walked down a 2.5 mile path when all of a sudden a monsoon came. As a result of this, the cave flooded. About a week later, on July 2, they were found alive. That is when the rescue efforts began. According to Dogo News, here I am quoting the article here, it was decided that the only feasible solution was to have the boys swim to freedom. On July 10, the last of all the boys and coaches were safely extracted from the cave. Unfortunately, one diver died while trying to rescue the soccer team. So again, I used according to Dogo News to introduce, this is a great transition phrase to tell you, when I'm quoting the article. So according to Dogo News, and here's the direct quote from the article. Sorry, that's in the way, but it says direct quote from the article. And I used quotation marks to show that it was a direct quote. So that, my friends, is how you quote the article. And you write the exact words from the article. So we did our lead paragraph. We talked about our fact paragraph, the quoting part. So let's talk about now our transition words and phrases. Now, you can use these transitions here, but they're only going to get you 2 points. These transition words here, consequently, as a result, because of this, in contrast, by comparison, and especially, will get you 3 points. Now, you can come up with some others that aren't on the list that are a little more advanced than like one fact. These are simpler transitions, and so you want to kind of steer towards these 3-point ones. Let's take a look. Well, again, here's my fact paragraph. I used one fact, that's a transition. As a result of this, there's my 3-point transition. About a week later, that would be a little more complicated than one fact. So again, our 3-point transition I used here. As a result of this, the cave flooded. This is a good transition, but it's not as complicated, and that'll get you about 2 points. All right. So that, my friends, so we did our lead paragraph, fact paragraph, transition words and phrases. So let's talk about that last paragraph. We want to sum up our current event. So we want to write a reflective question, ask ourselves a reflective question, or suggest a way to respond or follow up action, or add your own thoughts and feelings, give your opinion. So here's my end paragraph. This is how I summed it up. The article made me realize that you shouldn't take life for granted. These boys were lucky to escape this horrifying experience. I bet you these boys are appreciating life and enjoying every moment. So here I added my own personal opinion. So that is a good way to sum up a current event, wrap it up. And I use this transition phrase here, the article made me realize, and that's just a good transition there. So again, lead paragraph, second paragraph, our transition words. We talked about that last paragraph. Now we're going to talk about a couple of things here. We're going to talk about organization and how you organized your current event with paragraphs. We're going to talk about effort, and this is pretty simple. You have to have at least 10 sentences, hopefully more, but at least 10 is the expectation. And then conventions. We want to talk about grammar and spelling mistakes. So I'm going to show you my whole current event as one big piece. So here's our lead paragraph. This is our fact paragraph. And here's our end paragraph, okay? So first of all, the paragraphs are organized, and I'm sorry it's being blocked here. Let me see if I can move this. I can't move it. Our paragraphs are organized, and you can see that they're organized because you have indents here. So every paragraph has an indent, okay? And so we line up the rest of the paragraph here on the left margin, but you want to make sure that first line is indented. And you also want to put a space in between each paragraph to signify that they are paragraphs. You'll notice that I didn't write it as one big clump of words. I organized it into different sections, different paragraphs. Do I have at least 10 sentences? And the answer, well, let's check it out. So I counted, and I have 4 sentences here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm not going to count here, but I did count before, and I have 9 sentences just in my fact paragraph alone. So I know that I have at least 10 sentences, so I don't need to count any more because that tells me I have more. And of course, I double checked my paragraphs for grammar and spelling mistakes. So you may be wondering about this extra credit stuff. So yeah, if you do want to get extra credit points, there are some options here, and you can exceed the standards and you would get extra points here. I'm not going to show that in this video today, but I will make a second video to show you how to get extra credit points on your current event. All right, I hope this was helpful, and have a good day.